Hey guys, so I thought I'd do, for this video, I'd do a even simpler card. So the last one showed you how to take a very simple image and just pop a card together like you do. This one is even easier. I'm not going to ink anything, which is shocking, but I'm not going to ink the edges of anything. This is probably the first one in my Valentine series that I've not done that with. I'm pretty sure. I may change my mind, but if I can help myself. But just to keep it really simple. So I have a card base here, which is 8 1/4, because this is the half of an A4 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/8. I then have a piece that I have embossed with See in Spots Cuttlebug folder, which is like a bigger dot, and that layer is 3 7/8 by 5 1/4, so it's just 1/4 of an inch smaller. I then have a strip of black cardstock that is, I believe, about 1 1/2, about 1 1/2 inches by 5 1/2. And then I have my little turtle dude, who is cut at 3 inches, and she's from the Paisley cartridge, so super easy to put together as well. But for 3 inches, she's really, that's the height that I used, but she's kind of a bigger image this way. So that's the thing to watch out for, is if you are making cards from your cartridges and you're not sure the size, I would start probably at 2 3/4 just to get a gist of how big they are, because obviously if you've got something that's much chunkier this way, it's going to be, even if it's 3 inches tall, it's going to kind of be 3 inches wide as well, roughly. But if it is a very tall image, then it might be quite skinny overall, if that makes sense. So 2 3/4 is probably a better size to play with, but she's big and I love her, so we're going to go with it. And then I'm going to use my pink stamper, Even More Punnylicious. This is a stamp set that I said in the previous video that I am using to create all the cards that I am doing for the next few videos. And you can see that's from the previous one. And we're going to use Totally Awesome, of course, because she's a turtle. And like I say, I'm tempted to just keep this very simple to show you guys how easy this can be. But I don't know if I can. I feel like I want to ink. Yeah, let's ink a little bit. So I've got spun sugar. I'm going to use spun sugar just because it's almost like it's just a really pale pink Distress Oxide. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. See, I told you, I can't help myself. But because I'm inking it, because I want to ink something, I ink everything. I just think it looks more cohesive that way. I feel like the card looks like it's meant to be together. So I'm just going to get this on here. And the nice thing about using an oxide is that it's a combo of a pigment and a dye ink. So it tends to sit on top of the paper rather than being absorbed into it. And my camera's going to die now. So I'll do this one real quick. And so by sitting on top of the paper, it means it stays wet for longer. So if you get it in the wrong place, you can kind of smudge it out the way. And it also means that you can do things like heat embossing with it, or you can use it as a what's the word, like to use it for your, like on darker cardstock, you can stamp with it. So just do that just a little bit. I could not do it. Just could not do it. Where's my water? Ah, my camera's gonna die. Right, so super easy. Where's my thing? I'm against the clock. Right. Oops. And when you're putting adhesive down on an embossed piece, a dried embossed piece. Just make sure you put enough of it on there, because otherwise it will tend to want to lift. And then, oh, against the claw. Come on. Right, where I want her. About there. It's going all the way across. Like so. Ish. You know me and straight lines. Now before I put her on there, I'm going to pop her up. I'm going to use the same spun sugar. It's the other nice thing. You can have one or two of these. It's the same as if you had like an oxide is kind of like having a white pigment ink, where, you know, we used the white pigment, people used it all the time to emboss, or, you know, whatever it was. Hurdly awesome. Hey guys, sorry my camera died. It'll only be a second for you. So I got those prepped, and I'm just going to pop her on now in place, and we're nearly finished with this card. So super easy this is. I'm just going to pop her on there. Good squish. And then I've got some distress stickles. So God knows how many years I've had this. This is Barn Door, so it's a red. And I'm going to use this on the cherries, just for something added. And it will dry kind of like sugar coated something, if that makes sense. It's not going to be like super shiny and sparkly. It's kind of a weird thing, but I like it, because it's just like, yeah, I don't even know if you can get them anymore, to be honest. So I've just happened to have them for years. And then I've got Nouveau's White Blizzard, which is my other favourite. And I'm going to sparkle up her cheeks, because why not? And these will be very sparkly, so and that's it. Now my camera's working, so that's cool. Anyway, so there you go. So yes, they're both very shiny at the moment, and they will be until they dry. So obviously don't forget to let them dry, preferably overnight. It works best before you stick it in an envelope, otherwise you won't get it off the envelope. And but the distress stickles dry kind of matte-ish. It's a bizarre thing. So hopefully you'll see in the pictures on my blog or on Instagram, so you'll be able to see it better, because obviously I'll take them when it's dry. But yeah, I hope you like this, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye for now.